This is our Yoga Sculpt. We need a set of blocks and a set of light weights. I'm just using 1 pound weights just for reference. You can go heavier, you can go lighter. If you'd like to have some support under your knees, you can place a pillow or a bolster underneath there. Let's find our way to a child's pose. Drawing your knees wide, sinking your hips in towards your heels, reaching your fingertips out long to the top of your mat. Focusing here on your breath, deep inhales, deep exhales. Maybe gently rocking your forehead from side to side. Come back to center. Reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Gaze up, look up. Exhale, thread your right arm under and through the right side body, gently releasing your right cheek or ear towards the floor. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Exhale, release it down to meet your left hand. Inhale, left arm sweeps up high. Exhale, thread it under and through the right side, releasing your left cheek or ear towards the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm high. Exhale, reach it down towards the right hand. And just releasing your forehead back to the floor. Bend your elbows. Bring your palms to touch at the crown of your head. If you like a deeper tricep stretch, walk your thumbs towards the nape of your neck. Gently release your palms back down to the floor. Rise up, coming into your tabletop, wrists under your shoulders, knees under your hips. Tuck your toes, hammock your belly, and lift your gaze. Deep inhale. On your exhale, untuck your toes, press the earth away. Inhale, tuck your toes, hammock your belly, lift your gaze. Exhale, untuck your toes. Come back to a neutral spine. Bump your hips side to side or move in any organic movement that feels comfortable for you today. Inhale, reach your right leg straight back behind you. Strong point through your right toes. Exhale, round your spine. Knee to nose, crunch in. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen your right leg long. Exhale, rainbow that right leg up and over to the outer left hip. Maybe gently looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, reach that right leg long. Exhale, release it down under your right hip. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Exhale, round your spine, knee to nose, crunch in, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lengthen your left leg straight back. Exhale, rainbow it up and over to the outer right hip. Maybe gently looking over your right shoulder, feeling that stretch in your outer hips here. Gently release your left knee back under your left hip. Bump your hips side to side. Tuck your toes, walk your hands a palm print forward, and then lift your hips coming to our first downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Keep your biceps in line with your ears. Gaze to the tops of your thighs. Inhale, reach your right leg high. Exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hip. Sweep your right leg straight back, square out the hips. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Kick it back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Kick it back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Kick it back. Exhale, draw your foot in between your palms. Keep your left hand on the inside of your right foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your right arm high. High lunge with a twist. Circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder, forwards and backwards. Plant your right hand on the outside of your right foot. Step your right leg back, kick it up, or lower it down. Come back to your high plank, lower all the way down. Come through chaturanga, cobra, upward facing dog, tabletop, and then to down dog. Pedal it out. Let's repeat the same thing on the left side. Inhale, lengthen your left leg to the ceiling. Bend your left knee, stack your hip. Square out your hips, kick your left leg straight back, flex your foot. Exhale, left knee to left elbow, kick it back. Left knee to nose, kick it back. Left knee to right elbow, kick it back. Step your left foot in between your palms, keep your right hand on the floor on a block inside your left foot. Left arm sweeps high, circle out your wrist. Circle out your shoulder forwards and backwards. Gently plant your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Sweep your left leg back. Option to hold that left leg lifted or plant your foot as you come into your flow. Come back to that down dog. I have no idea what playlist this is. There we go. All right, gently pedal out the heels. From here, walk your feet to your wrist, coming into a forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins, crown of your head pointing to the top of the mat. Back to that forward fold. Slowly rise all the way up. Sink your hips towards your heels, sweep your arms forward, find your chair, pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1, step your left leg back. Find that high crescent, shoulder stacked over your hips. Exhale, sweep forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sweep and hold. Release your left hand to the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm up. Hold it here, highlight the twist right where we were at before. Spiral your right hand down towards your right hip. Pivot your left toes. Open up your left arm, find your warrior 2. Hold it here, lift it, big star. Deep bend in both the knees, one more time, big star. Hold it here, tuck your left hand behind your back. Reverse your triangle. High five that wall behind you with your right hand. Tee up the arms, stack your shoulders over your hips. Reach your right fingertips long over your right toes. Pivot your right arm down, left arm up, find your triangle. That right hand can be on the floor, on a block, on the inside of your right foot. Draw your left bicep to your left ear, bend into your right knee, find your extended side. Option to bring that right elbow to your right thigh. Pivot your right toes, pivot your hips, framing your right foot, plant your hands on the floor, step back, come into your flow. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Pedal it out. We're gonna come back and do that exact same flow on the other side. And we should be nice and warm. With a deep bend in both your knees, walk your feet to your wrist. Forward fold, half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold, roll all the way up slowly. When you get to the top, roll your shoulder blades down and back. Sink your hips, reach your arms forward, pulse it for 3. That's 2. And 1, hold it low, step your right foot back, big step back. Catch your breath, rise up, high crescent. Exhale, sweep, lightning crescent. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep and hold. Release your right hand to the floor inside of your left foot on the floor on a block. Sweep your left arm high. Draw those left fingertips down towards your right heel, then your left hip. Spiral your right foot. Open up, warrior 2. Lift and lower 2 times. Big star. Deep bend. We're going to hold in the big star next. Keep that left leg straight. Tuck your right hand behind your back. Reverse triangle. Tee out your arms. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Bump your hips, that back wall behind you, back of your mat. Reach your left fingertips long. Tick-tock your left hand down, right arm up. Find your triangle. Holding and breathing. Draw that left bicep to your left ear as you bend into that left knee, extended side. Always an option to bring your left elbow to your left thigh. Pivot your right toe, square your hips, frame your left foot, step it back, come into your flow. Meet me back in downward facing dog. Pedal it out, come back to your breath. Inhale, exhale. All right. We're going to step or hop our feet to our wrist. Come into that forward fold. Keep your right hand down, reach your left arm up. Bend in that right knee or you can hold it straight. Switching sides, left hand down, right arm up. Bend in that left knee. Gently release both hands down. With a long spine, bring your hands towards your hips to rise all the way up. Roll the shoulder blades down and back. All right, let's grab those weights. We are ready to sculpt. From here, 1 weight in each hand. Feet are grounded. Feet are hip width apart and parallel. Bend deep into those knees. Chest is lifted. Find that chair. Weight is in your heels. Sweep both arms forward. Reach your right arm back and forward. Left arm back. and forward, alternating right side and left side. For balance, keep your gaze forward. To challenge your balance, draw your gaze where your arm is sweeping. Keep the hips low, chest lifted. You've got it. Almost there. On the next one, hold both the arms forward. Sweep both arms back. Maybe lift your heels. Lower your heels, sweep your arms forward. Double sweep, heel lift, and lower. Sweep, and lower. Give me one more. All right, rise on up. Option to grab a block and place it underneath your standing right foot for more of a challenge, or just that right foot on the floor. Arms overhead, one weight in each hand. Draw that left knee up, stay in single leg mountain. We're gonna cactus the arms, open that hip, try everything back in. Cactus the elbows, balance challenge here. Again, that right foot can be grounded to the floor or gently on a block. Ground through that right foot, big toe, pinky toe, straight back to your heel. Keep a deep bend in that left knee. Try to keep that left knee at hip height, flex through your left foot. Bend the elbows as you open up that hip, draw everything back in. You've got it. Almost there. Stay with it. Open, draw everything back in. All right, gently release that left leg down towards the floor. Reach your left arm up, right hand to your hip. We're gonna tap that left elbow to left knee, and then bring it in. So we're gonna alternate out from the hip, and then forward. That right foot can be on the floor, or it can be on a block. Tap that left elbow towards your right knee, alternating out from the hip, directly in front of that hip. You've got it, stay with it. Almost there. Few more. Knee to elbow. Open and close. Very nice. Slow it down if you need to. Focus on your breath. Keep a micro bend in that standing right knee. Few more here, just like that. Give me one more out to the side and forward. All right, shake it out. Plant both feet on the floor, widen your stance. Feet are wider than your hips. From here, bring your hands to heart center, elbows are wide. Tap your right elbow towards your right knee. Rise up, left side. Rise up, right side. So we're alternating side to side. Now, if this is easy, you can lift those elbows, bringing that elbow further up, making it a bigger challenge. With or without those weights, do what you can. Elbows are wide, whether your hands are at heart center or elbows wide behind your head. Crunching those obliques and stacking that top shoulder over the bottom. Avoid allowing your body to roll forwards, keeping your shoulders lifted and open. A few more here. All right, walk it on in. Plant your left foot as your base on a block or on the floor. Sweep your arms overhead. Draw that right knee up, standing single leg mountain. We're gonna open that right knee as we cactus the arms. Palms are facing the same direction that you're looking. Open and close. Keep that micro bend in your standing left knee, whether you're on the block or you're on the floor. Do what you can. Abs are engaged here. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Does not matter how far that right knee draws out from your hip. Move here with your breath. Few more. You got it. Elbows bend, knee opens. Arms extend overhead, knee draws forward. We got those oblique crunches on the right side coming up next. Give me one more. All right, release that right foot down. Reach your right arm overhead. Left hand can be on your hip or out to a T for balance. Elbow to knee, out to the side. Draw it forward. Release, out to the side. Maybe taking note, how does this side feel compared to your left side? We always work for symmetry, but of course, one side, maybe your dominant side, one side may feel a little bit easier than the other. That is totally normal. Keep it going, elbow to knee. Maybe they make contact. Maybe they're super close. Almost there. Stay with it. Few more here. You got it. Elbow to knee, crunch, forwards and out the side. Give me one more of each. All right, release it down. We're gonna use that block. Set the weights off to the side. We're gonna use the block out in front of us. You can use one or two. Stand up nice and tall. Left leg is your base. We're gonna work that right leg first. So from here, kick that right leg straight back, L step. Flex through your right foot. Try to keep those hips square. You can plant your hands on the floor, on a block. If you want to challenge your balance, you can bring your hands to heart center or sweep your arms back. Your choice. You're just tapping the right ball of your foot towards the left and lifting it straight back. Maybe it's a foot or two that you're lifting that right leg. Maybe it's all the way up to hip height. Maybe it's past hip height. The goal here is to keep those hips square. Do not allow that right hip to open. You got it. Stay with it. Few more here. L step with the right foot. All right, give me one more. Hold that right leg lifted. Point your right toes. Bend into both knees. Draw that right into the outside of your left. Kick it back. Shiva squat. Tuck it in. Kick it back. So just like a little curtsy. I'll show you guys from this angle. So you're kicking that right leg back and then you're tucking it to the outside of your left knee, shin, or ankle. You're bending into both knees and then kicking it back. You can keep a bend and that right leg as you kick it back, or you can completely straighten it. Your choice. That's it. Few more here. We're going to grab those weights in our hand. We have one more move with the right leg before transitioning to the left. Shiva squat, tuck it in, kick it back. You got it. Give me one more. All right, you're going to plant that right foot, grab those weights. Bring one weight in each hand. Come to standing single leg mountain. Left leg is your base. Draw your right knee up. We're going to sweep both arms back. Option to place your hands on the floor on a block. Kick it back to a bird. And then rise up. Staying single leg mountain. So you're hinging forward. Option to bring your hands to the floor, to the block as you kick that right leg back. And then rise back up. Staying single leg mountain. Making sure that as you kick that right leg back, regardless of where your hands are, that right hip is level with the left. You're not making it higher or lower. Slow it down as much as you need to. Use any of those apparatuses, the block. You can stand 2 blocks up taller. Use the weights if you'd like. Wherever you're at, give me one more. Single leg mountain to bird. All right, plant the right foot, shake it out. All right, come back to that block on the floor, hands on the block, floor, or hands at heart center. Right leg is your base. Kick that left leg straight back. L step with the left leg. Lift and lower. This is a nice stretch for your hamstrings, your quads, those hip flexors that we just worked. Keep it going. Maybe your left foot just grazes the floor. You want to flex your toes so it's a fluid movement to lift and to lower as you lift that back left leg. Squeeze your glute. Firing up the base of your left glute here. Keep your gaze a few feet in front of your right foot. That's it. Lift and lower. 2 more. We got those Shiva squats next. Hold the left leg straight back. Point through your left toes. Bend into your knees. Draw that left knee to the outside of your right knee, calf, or ankle. Kick it back. Knee tuck. Kick it back. Beautiful. Stay with it. Bring your hands to the floor or to a block for balance. You can also bring your hands at heart center to challenge your balance. Do what you can today. Tuck it in. Kick it back. Put it along. Almost there. Kick it in, tuck it back. You got it. Stay with it. We've got that bird coming up next to a standing single leg mount. We're going to grab those weights as an option. Give me one more. All right, lower that left foot. Ooh, shake it side to side. Grab those weights if you'd like. Single leg mountain. Right leg is your base. Left knee draws high. Find your balance. When you get there, hinge forward. Kick that left leg straight back. Maybe sweep your arms back or bring them to a block or the floor. Flex through that left foot. You can step your left foot down in between your kickback and your knee drive, or you can flow right from your mountain into your bird. You've got it. Keep that left hip level, looking so strong. Almost there. Give me two more wherever you're at. Mountain to bird. One more time. Very nice. Ooh, release it down. Set that block off to the side. Come into your goddess pose. So knees are wide, feet are just as wide as your knees. Toes turned out. Bend your knees. Elbows outside. Right elbow to right knee. Left elbow to left knee. Rise up, big star. Bend one more time, big star. Bend, come back to that goddess. Left side. Rise up, right side. Rise up, two big stars. Straighten the arms and legs. Deep bend in both. Straighten, bend right side this time. Goddess crunch. Left side. Rise up, straighten the limbs. Deep bend. Straighten. Left side last time. Straighten and bend 2 times. All right, pivot the toes forward, widen your stance, and then draw your left toes back to the top of your mat. Bend into that left knee. My towel is extra slippy today. Reach your arms out to a T, warrior 2 pose. We're gonna reach that right arm forward, pull it back, just like a bow and arrow. Reach it forward, pull it back. Reach forward, gentle pull. That's it, you've got it. If that left leg starts to straighten, come back to that bend. Find that deep bend. You're holding that warrior 2 pose. Right toes turned to the right edge of your mat. Left toes turned to the front of your mat. Reach and pull. That's it. Give me 2 more. Reach and pull. 1 more, palms facing down. All right, extend the arms. Straighten that left leg, flip your left toes. Flip your right toes, bend into that right knee. We're going right into the other side. Back to that warrior 2 on the right side. Draw your left hand to meet the right and open. Draw it forward and pull. Now, you can just pull that left thumb towards your chest, maybe past your chest, or you can extend it straight. Your choice. Almost there. Keep that right arm extended. Keep a deep bend in that right knee. Give me 2 more wherever you're at. 1 more. All right, straighten that right leg, pivot your right toes, come back to the top of your mat, plant those weights down, come into a forward fold, half lift, hands to shins, come back to that forward fold, step or hop your feet back to a high plank We're gonna lower all the way down. Chaturanga. Release your toes. Press up, mini cobra. Release down. Press up, mini cobra. Release down. Walk your hands to your lowest rib cage. Press up, full cobra. Come through tabletop, upward facing dog, or directly a downward facing dog. Pedal it out. Step or hop your feet to your wrist, coming back to that forward fold. Half lift, hands to shins. Back to that forward fold. Come into your ragdoll. Deep bend the knees. Grab opposite elbows. Sway side to side. We're going to do a full circle starting clockwise. Sway left, sway right. Bring it all the way up. Come through center, over to the left side. Come back to that forward fold. Sway side to side. This time starting sway right, sway left. Bring it all the way up and over. Down to the right. Come back to that forward fold. All right, release your palms. Roll up slowly. When you get to the top, sweep your arms overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Draw your right leg behind. Side bend over to the left. Bump your hips to the right. Release your bind. Plant your right foot. Sweep both arms down. Both arms up overhead. Right hand grabs left wrist. Tuck your left leg behind the right. Hips to the left. Shoulders to the right. Release that. Swan dive forward. Half lift, hands to shins. Come back to that forward fold. Walk your feet back out to a down dog. Biceps frame your ears. From here, keep the arms straight, bend your knees, hover your shins, keep your hips high. Press forward, high plank. Press back up to downward facing dog. Bend your knees, power dog. Press forward, high plank, shoulder stacked over your wrist. Press up, downward facing dog. 2 more times, bend the knees. Press forward. Down dog. This time we're gonna hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend the knees, power dog for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press forward, high plank, hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Holding here in this high plank. Press your hips up and back, down dog. Reach your right hand to your left ankle. Step it forward, high plank. Pike the hips up, left hand to right ankle, shin or knee. Press back into that high plank. So you're pressing your hips up into that down dog, lifting one hand at a time towards the opposite ankle, coming back to that high plank, and then switching sides. You can pick up the pace, you can slow it down, do what you can. Down dog, opposite foot reach to a high plank. Very nice. Stay with it, just a few more breaths here. Give me 1 more on each side. All right, come back to that high plank, gently lower your knees. Come to your left or right hip. We're gonna come onto our back. From here, grab a block, place it between your thighs. Grab one weight in each hand, roll back. From here, we've got some core work. Keep your arms overhead. We're gonna bend the knees. Keep the knees bent. We're gonna bend the elbows as you tap the toes. Squeeze that block between your thighs. So you've got lower abs with a toe or heel tap. With a tricep, bend and extend. Elbows directly over your shoulders. Palms are facing in towards one another. And just drawing your thumbs towards the temples, making sure not to hit your face. Elbows bend and extend. The knees stay bent. Continue to squeeze that block. Maybe your toes, maybe your heels tap. Your lower back stays pressed in towards the floor. Not any little bit of air or space can get between your lower back and that mat. If so, don't bring your legs down so far. Give me one more. All right, release your palms by your side. We're gonna allow the knees to fall over to the right. Come back to center, over to the left. Now you can keep your hands by your side. If they're blocking your hips side to side, you can bring them overhead, you can cactus them. You want to keep both shoulders in towards the floor. So you're really firing up those deep oblique muscles, squeeze that block. Your lower knee does not have to touch the floor. Keep it going. Knees side to side. That's it. Alternating right to left, left to right, coming back through center, resetting, and then on to the other side. Give me one more on each side. All right, come back to center. Reach your elbows wide behind your head, tuck your chin to your chest, knees over your hips. Extend your legs up towards the ceiling, crunch your knees towards your elbows, hold the crunch, lower your legs. Release your shoulders as you draw your knees back over your hips. Legs up, crunch it in, elbows towards your knees. Hold that crunch, lower your legs down. Bend your knees, lower your shoulders. Extend the legs to the ceiling, crunch up, hold the crunch, lower the legs. Bend the knees, lower the shoulders. A few more times here, just like that. Extend the legs. Crunch it in, hold. Knees draw in, elbows release. Crunch legs to ceiling, hold it as you lower the legs to the floor. Release the elbows, bend the knees. One more time each side, extend. Lower down, bend. From here, lower your shoulders. You can keep your elbows wide, extend your legs to the ceiling. We're just gonna lower and lift the legs. Continue to squeeze that block between your thighs, firing up those hip flexors and your lower core here. If you have any discomfort in your lower back, you can also bring your hands, palms facing down underneath your hips for some support. Stay with it. You can bend into those knees or hold them straight. Legs lift, legs lower. Just a few more. Give me 3 more lifts and lowers. That's it. 2 more. 1 more. All right, gently bend the knees, plant the feet, set the block off to the side, grab those weights, tuck your chin to your chest, elbows into your side, draw your knees over your hips, extend your left arm and left leg, draw everything back in, right side, right arm, right leg extends, drop back in. So you're hovering your legs, your arms, and your shoulders. Only your lower back, maybe your middle back is pressed into the floor. Just like bicycle legs with the same arm, extend and bend with a hammer curl. Extend, draw it in. Keep your abs engaged. Belly to spine, lower back pressed into the floor. Continue to breathe here. Extend, draw everything in. That's it, just a few more. You got it. Extend, draw it in. Give me 1 more on each side. From here, reach your legs to the ceiling, diagonal or close to the floor, and just crisscross your legs. You can lower your head, neck, and shoulders. You can keep your elbows bent, palms facing towards your toes. You can make it as wide as a V out as you like. Keep it going. That's it. Just open and close. Maybe alternating which foot comes on top of the other one. Stay with it. open, and close. Give me 3 more on each side. Cross right over left. One more time. All right, draw the knees into your chest, curl yourself into a tight ball. Gently plant your feet down. Grab that block again, squeeze it between your thighs. Maybe place the weights on your hips, plant your feet, lift your hips. Glute bridge, lift and lower, squeezing the block, squeezing your glutes. If you're using any kind of weights on your hips, just make sure to hold them, lift and lower. You've got to keep it going, lift and lower, squeezing everything. Abs are engaged, shoulders pressed in towards the floor. Just a few more. Lift and lower. Knees directly over your ankles. Lift and lower. Give me 2 more. On the next one, hold the hips high, so the weight's off to the side. Release that block, set it off to the side. From here, we're going to tap the knees and then open. Gentle tap and open. You can rock to your big toe and then rock to the outer knife edge as you open the knees. Depending on how far in you tap and how far out you bring the knees will depend if you're going to have that rotation. This is the last bit for our lower body. We'll cool it down and stretch. Open and close. Squeeze your glutes, keep the hips lifted. You've got it. Knees open, knees tap. Give me 2 more of each. Open and close, open and close. Lower the hips. Draw your knees in towards your chest. You can tuck your chin in or just lay your neck flat. Maybe rock side to side. Gently release your head, neck, and shoulders, keeping your knees towards the outer rib cage. Extend your soles of your feet up towards the ceiling, continuing to grab the back side of your thighs, maybe reaching for your calves or the outer knife edge of each foot. You're welcome to roll side to side, finding your comfortable happy baby. Back through center, extend your left leg long, keeping your right knee in towards your right shoulder. Flex through that left foot to bring your calf closer to the floor, does not have to touch. And then release your right hand, and then bind your hands just on your right shin. Pulling that right knee in towards your right shoulder, avoiding your rib cage. With your left hand, gently guide your right knee over to the left side of your body. Maybe looking over your right shoulder for a deeper stretch. Gently come back to center. Keep that right knee in towards your right shoulder and then release the sole of your right foot to the inside of your left leg. For a reclined tree, release your hips and your right knee. Draw both knees back into your chest, coming back to your happy baby. Few breaths here, any variation. Come back through center. Left knee stays bent. Extend your right leg long, flexing through your right foot to allow that calf to come closer to the floor. Release the bind and bind your hands underneath your left shin. You can point, flex, circle out your left ankle, wiggle your toes. With your right hand, gently guide your left knee over to the right side of your body. It can tap the floor, hover, place on a block. To deepen that stretch, you can look over your left shoulder. Gently come back to center. Keep that left knee in towards your left shoulder for just a breath. And then release the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right leg, anywhere on your right leg. Releasing any tension in your hips or your left knee. And slide your left foot to meet the right. Heels touch, toes fall open. Coming into your Shavasana. Coming back to your breath. Belly rise, belly fall. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest, pull yourself into a tight ball. Gently rock and roll yourself as many times as you need before coming up to a comfortable seat. Gently bring your hands towards your knees. You can rock side to side. Maybe closing your eyes, sitting up nice and tall. And then in a circular motion, clockwise or counterclockwise, draw big circles with your midsection. On your next full circle, switch directions. Gently come back to center me, bring your hands to heart. Thank you all so much for allowing me to share my practice with you today. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your week. Namaste. Thank you, Mindy. Thank you, Terry.